STDs and casseroles, adultery and cannibalistic women that look like the Joker, all in suburbia. We watched Flesh-Eating Mothers. We watched it so you don't have to, so you know what time it is.
Horror, so bad and scary. Splitting up is never okay. Plot, who needs it? Don't turn on the lights. Cars don't ever start, but that's alright. Running upstairs instead of out the door. Good acting, what do we need that for? Horrible horror, so bad and scary. Enjoy the show, but not really.
What is up, Moon Goons? Welcome to Horrible Horror, the podcast where we watch the worst of the worst in horror movies. I'm your host, Marshall Hampton. With me today is my co-host, my buddy, Mr. Aaron Southworth. I thought you were going to say hi there, but okay. Also joining us today.
Hi.
Yeah, it's solo show apparently.
We've been off for a while.
Also joining us back once again is Mr. Chris Samples. Joining us one more time.
Chris, how you doing today?
Gentlemen, I'm doing well.
All right.
Yes, this is our Mother's Day episode. Mother's Day was just a few days ago. We're doing this a little bit late.
Yeah, we had our super extravaganza episode
128. Yeah,
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago,
and we took some time off. I mean,
partially my fault too. I was feeling under the weather. I was having crippling migraines, and so
but at the
I
same
take the
time,
blame.
it wasn't a bad idea to take a little bit of time off. I mean, we were going pretty consistent there for a while. Take a break, a breather. I think I was still hungover afterwards for about a week because
Aaron was in rare form in that episode.
Yeah, it was
pretty shit-faced on that episode. Yeah. I apologize. I listened to it. I wasn't as bad as I thought I was, but
apparently, is 976 Evil 2 was the best movie ever made in your opinion? Your favorite movie of all time?
Still stand by it.
Let's not open that wound.
Yeah, let's not go back there. All right, so yeah,
let's open another wound.
Yes.
We're gonna rip open another one right now. It says what Mother's Day. So in our Mother's Day, I found a little gem called Flesh-Eating Mothers. This was released on September 16th of 1988. It was written by James Viles Martin and Zev Schlesinger. It's also directed by James Viles Martin, or whatever his name is.
Those are horrible names.
Yeah, they are horrible names. You can find it on Amazon Prime right now. It's actually free if you have Prime. So
yeah, I was actually pretty surprised by that.
Yeah. I was going to say thank God because I just spent about 2 weeks renting every Marvel movie possible before I saw Infinity War, and I was like, man, I'm going to have to rent another movie. Oh, sweet, Prime! I have to pay for that shit.
Yeah, so it's on Prime. This week is going to be an Aaron episode. Like I said, I was dealing with a lot of health issues this last week and was unable to really do my proper job like I normally do for note taking and really doing the in depth I like to do. So Aaron's going to be taking over today and Chris is going to be sitting in, and I'm just going to kind of kick my feet up and see what happens.
Chime in when you
I'll
can.
I'll chime in here and there.
Because
I will. I'll chime in here and there. But like I told you guys off here, I did watch the movie, but my migraines, I just kept falling asleep and wake up here and there. I'd fall asleep again, wake up, fall asleep.
Well, that's funny because I fell asleep during it last night myself.
But I'll come back in at the end and close it out with you guys. So
you guys fell asleep watching this too?
Oh, wow.
that gives you any kind of indication what kind of movie you guys are in for at home. Boy, oh boy, are you in for a thriller?
Just apologize real quick.
Buckle up, Buttercup.
It's going to be a rocket ride. If you think Avengers Infinity War was action-packed,
watch out.
You got nothing on this. Flesh-eating mom. All right. With that, all right, Aaron, I'm kicking it over to you. Take it away, my friend.
Wait, there's nothing about the actors?
Oh, okay, the actors. Yeah, normally we talk about the cast, but no, I'm talking about. There's nobody worth mentioning because no one's done shit you've ever heard of. There's one person in the cast, one girl who has gone on to be like a character actor. You'd recognize her here and there.
I recognized her right away.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you her name, and I can't tell you, but she's one that you recognize, like especially later in life. She's been in a lot of stuff.
I'll tell you exactly where I recognize her from. Actually, I looked up her IMDb. She's only got 3 credits. And one of them is this fucking movie.
She's only got 3 because I know I've
3
seen her in
credits.
something else besides
The movie I saw her in was Goodfellas.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Okay.
Goodfellas. She's one of the Italian wives who's got, and this is when I forget the actor's name, but when the lady's talking, it's like, all these girls, they got bad skin and hair, and they're horrible, and they talk about how much they hate their kids and how the women, their husbands cheat on them.
Which one was that then?
She's just one of the many.
Joyce. It was the drunk mom.
Which one
Yeah,
of the
she was
moms?
the-
No,
yeah,
I'm
she
talking
was
about
the
one of the
mom.
daughters. The blonde daughter.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah,
She's
you're talking about,
the one that went on to be like a really successful character actor. She's been in like a lot of stuff. Don't know her name, but you would recognize her once you saw her.
Joyce, the character Joyce.
Yeah, the blonde.
Right.
Yes,
Okay.
she's gone on to have a solid career, but again, nothing spectacular.
I didn't fucking recognize her. I thought she just looked like a fucking
Woo.
goldfish. You
No,
know what I mean?
yeah.
Starting
yeah.
off strong.
But yeah, other than that, there's nobody in this cast worth mentioning or talking about. So yeah, fuck it.
All right, well, let's go ahead and rock and roll. So we start off. So again, I'm leading this charge, but guys, help me out here. All right, so we're starting off with this guy who's running through the woods, and he seems to be panicked. It's a snowy woods, and it looks like he's hunting, but he looks panicked, and he's running away. So he's running, and he stops and just looks down, and his arm is gone.
Right.
I know, I loved it.
Hold on.
There's like a pool of blood in the snow, and he's like, he's not screaming as he's running.
No.
Yeah.
It's not for like a leisurely jog in the
Right.
snow.
He looks a little panicked as he's running. He stops, and like Chris said, there's a little pool of blood, and then he just realizes his arm's gone, it's bleeding, and he starts screaming. That's how we start.
I know, it's insane. That's the way you start. The guy doesn't even know his arm's missing until he looks at
It
it.
doesn't make any fucking
It
sense.
doesn't even scream. It's like the guy on the beach with Norman and Private Ryan looking around for he's like just
Yes.
walking around looking for his arm.
Right.
It's completely normal.
Oh, so that's how we start. So he's kind of starts. He gets his shit together, and he starts to kind of like jog away again. I guess now his arm, big fucking deal,
Yeah, it's probably not a good idea to be running if you lost a limb.
right?
I don't know.
Yeah, blood pump.
Yeah.
Put a tourniquet up.
Something?
Something. But he stops and very gingerly sets his rifle down on a log, and he's kneeling down to tie his fucking shoe. I don't know
Something.
why.
I don't know what he's doing.
I don't know what he's
Good
doing.
luck tying
Maybe-
your shoe one handed.
How's he tying his shoe with one hand?
Yeah, one hand, man. Good luck
But
with
that's the
that.
kind of movie we got here, guys. Maybe he's going to address his wound. Anyway, he turns around and there's a woman standing there, and he panics, picks up the rifle. We get a close up of her eyes getting really wide. Pan back to the rifle. Bang! Gun goes off, and that's how we start. Roll opening title screen. Flesh eating mothers.
Which that title card looked like something from like a 1980s PBS
Or like
cartoon.
a 70s. You know what
Yeah.
it reminded me almost of? Have you ever seen the Letter People?
Yes, I was just about to say it looked like it should be on a show between like Letter People and like Fraggle Rock. or
It looked
something.
like the animation from the Letter People.
Yeah.
From that 70s, like,
Man,
I guess the technically was.
Can we just talk about letter people?
Yeah, no
I love the
shit.
Letter
I
People.
love
man.
that shit.
I love it too.
My favorite was Rubber Band. R for Rubber Band.
I like the Super Socks was a superhero,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
and Harry had he was a big hairy guy. with-
Yeah.
and,
Tall teeth.
Tall
Tall
teeth.
teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
oh
we
my
got to
God.
stop.
And all the girls were vowels.
Yeah, because there was A for
Apple.
I think it was aerobics. It was E for exercise.
Oh, yeah, you was the exercise.
She was all about like lifting
This is working,
weights.
ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
This is
Yes,
working.
this is working. Okay, we got to stop.
totally working. Horror
right.
Horror is now the Letter People podcast.
So
Where each week we will review a different episode of the Letter People.
Tune in for that.
after our sweet Letter People cartoon opening, we go to a couple that's in bed and it looks like they just got done boning, but they're not a couple. So because the guy's talking about how he has to get back home because his wife will be home soon, and he's cheating on his wife,
Yes.
but he's like, I'm just gonna tell her I'm jogging because they're hoping they're gonna hook up again. He puts on his sweet jogging gear and leaves the house, and we see the neighbor across the street looking at him. This is one of our characters, one of our teenage characters, Brody, who's watching from the window, and he's like, all right,
Was
way
that
to
his
go.
name? Brody?
Yeah, but he also called him by his last name too. So he had like two names, but I wrote him down as Brody. His mom starts yelling down from the bottom. The sound is really bad.
Oh, yeah.
Just really quick. The quality of the video is piss poor.
Oh, it's some of the worst that we've ever seen.
Yeah.
The sound quality maybe even worse.
Yeah.
Like, it's really bad.
Well, like, he's up in his room, and it's supposed to be, like, rock music or something playing, but it sounds like almost like elevator-type music.
Yeah, and it sounds
Do you
like
know, it's
someone's actually playing it on a boombox.
Yeah.
Like, in the room, not like,
Right.
looping the sound.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's the kind of quality we're looking at. I mean, this is very, very could have been all done on equipment that you could buy at Walmart at the
Yeah, I'm
time.
envisioning
Radio
like
Shack.
Right,
We're
exactly.
talking 88. It was probably one of those old-ass, like, camcorders.
Oh, of course it was.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
sure.
Like,
Exactly, yeah, and someone just fucking got a
VHS
wild
tape
hair and
and
put it on
shit, yeah.
digital, digitized it. So the mom's yelling at him.
he got suspended or something. He's grounded.
He's kind of the bad
She's
kid.
like, "You're not having fun up there, are you?" He's like, "No, Mom, not having fun."
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
So he's kind of the bad kid. I really don't get it.
And he says, "How much fun can I have being locked in my room?" And then it pans towards the door, and the door is wide the fuck open.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I also didn't like. It might be nitpicky, but it bothered me that you were talking about how he's listening to this music, it's supposed to blaring this music, it's supposed to be so loud, but yet he's hearing his mom downstairs. She was barely yelling at all. Like when she talks, she's like, "You having fun yet?" Or like it's really like, how are you hearing?
Right.
And then when he answers back, it's like he's not even like yelling. He's not like, "No, Mom, I hate you." It's like, "No, Mom," but like, there's no way either one of these people would be hearing each other or the
Yeah, like
loudness of
he
the
says
music.
under his breath and was like, "Shut up, bitch," or something like that. And she's like, "What? There's a way to talk to your mother." Like, holy fuck.
Yeah, she's got super hearing.
Right off the bat, everything's just kind of fucked up. We cut to another house, and again, I'm sorry, this movie cuts around a lot.
It really does.
There's a lot of characters. There's a lot of cutting to short scenes over and over again. So I'm already apologizing in advance again.
Yeah, it's a bumpy ride in this one.
So we cut to a house where the door's open. There's a police officer who comes in. He's like, "Hello, hello," and you can't really tell if the cop's coming in because the door's open or if he lives there. But obviously, it looks like he lived there at one time because this woman's like, "I can't get any peace in here. Come on," and starts giving him the business about how
your
this is-
Goodfellas.
Yes, this is our Goodfellas wife who's just like, "You can't just barge in here anytime." A lot of these people are Italian AF, by the way.
Italian.
So I guess they're either married or they're getting a divorce. He's dropping off like alimony money or check, to pay for the kid. So we established that there's this cop.
And he just wants to see his kid.
And
And
she's
he mentioned something about the kid coming to live with him, and she's
and
like,
she's not
"Get the
having
fuck
it."
out of here!
Yeah.
We don't need you. We don't want you."
Yeah. So then we cut to some teenage girls walking. Again, one of the boys gets pranked. Kind of the girls are walking. They're standing at a stop sign. Some other boys throw another guy a football, but intentionally do it so he runs into the girls.
Well, the two guys that throw the football are brothers. We meet them a little
Timmy
later.
and fuckface. I don't remember.
I'm giving you credit just for getting as many names as you got already, because I was like, I got none of the names.
There are so many characters.
Yeah,
there are
a lot.
so many characters in this movie.
Like I couldn't tell you a single one of the moms' names, or
I-
other than the blonde girl Joyce. I think that's the only name I got. From
I didn't get
movie.
any of the moms. I didn't get any of the moms' names. So I got I tried to get as many kids' names, but again, it's just too much. So basically, one of the boys, Nathan, bumps into the girl Linda, and then they're like, "Oh, ha ha ha, cute little." They understand it was a prank.
You could tell Nathan has like a little thing.
Yeah, he's
for
got a
Linda.
thing for Linda, but it's kind of establishing that they're young, flirty. It's what young people do. She thinks he's cute. She goes home. Linda goes home. This girl who got bumped into. She goes home, and her dad is the one. Now we find out that the guy that was boning the other women is her dad.
Correct.
And he has a sweet Hands Across America T-shirt.
Yeah, he
you
does.
noticed that too?
I noticed
Sarah
that right
pointed
away.
that out, and I
So,
was like,
I completely-
Hands across America.
I completely forgot his name, and all I do is just call him Hands Across America. So when I say Hands Across America, that's who we're talking about. Because holy shit, that shirt was clean too.
Super clean.
My God. Like, I thought Hands Across America was like 85, 86.
It could have been.
I did Hands Across America.
Did you?
Yeah.
I remember
I
the
just
funny thing
remember
I
that scene in
noticed.
Beer
One
Fest.
reason that made it stick out so much for me is like before I had got to the movie, I was binge watching the Goldbergs on Hulu, which takes place in the 80s, and they did like a whole Hands Across America episode, and they're all wearing that. It's like, oh, that's that shirt. That's how I recognize it right away.
I think we should push for that again.
Hands Across America again.
Yeah. 2020, Hands Across America.
Interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Tweet us. Let us know what you think, people.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Dad goes quote unquote jogging again. He says, "Well, go." The wife's like, "You're going jogging again?" He's like, "Don't worry, it's just gonna be a quickie."
Wow.
It's like you just went this afternoon. I'll just make this one a quickie.
I did like that. So then we cut to a boy on top of another teenager on top of another teacher, ground and pound, beating the shit out of him.
Right.
Oh God, it's like vicious.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like, whoa, this is some violence.
Right.
There's a fight going
It's like,
on.
did we just cut to a home invasion
Well,
or
it's like
something?
slowly beating him too. It's like you just come down, boom,
Yeah.
boom.
Yeah, but the kid doesn't seem to be reacting too much
No.
either. So I don't. Is this clever? Is this intentional? Or is it just really shitty sound effects?
I think it's really shitty, just in
yeah,
general.
I don't know. How to
The room's
figure it
very
out.
dark, and like mom's sitting there reading a magazine or
Yeah,
some shit. I'm like,
it's really strange because we cut to a guy beating the shit out of another guy. We cut to a woman who's reading a magazine.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell if this is like creepy, like Mother's Day.
That's
kind of
exactly what
feeling.
I thought too. Like, is this like the Mother's Day movie we saw where like the creepy moms like train her kids to kill,
right.
well, kill and rape? But
Remember
Well,
that episode?
apparently not, because they hear the ice cream man, like the jingle of the ice cream man stops him from pounding the shit out of this kid.
they're brothers, weren't they?
They
Brothers?
look at each other in the eye and both smile with glee
Right.
because they're going to get some fucking ice cream.
Yeah.
They both spring up, no problems, everything's cool.
Yeah.
Mom, can we get some money for the ice cream man? Okay, boys, be careful. You know your dad hates sweets. So they run
Well,
off to
these
go
are the
get...
two guys with the football from earlier.
Yeah, they were
But yeah.
some of the other kids.
That
so-
one kid, his face should have just been mush.
I know,
He should have
man.
like a bloody nose,
way he
bust
was
up lip,
getting
Nothing.
nothing, and he's like just pristine and
Yeah.
Everything's
oh,
fine.
everything's it's such
So
bullshit,
weird.
but it's so weird. Yeah, I agree.
So then we cut again to that police officer who we saw earlier. He's going into a government building. He grabs some brews and goes to the morgue.
Oh, what's in the fridge? Also,
In the fridge is just a severed hand.
yeah, and a box of fucking baking soda.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Gotta keep that fridge fresh. You know,
Gotta have that in the
Like,
fridge.
why is there a
man.
hand in the fridge?
There's a
And no-
fucking severed hand in the fridge. I'm like, what? Huh?
I don't think anybody ever even comments on it either.
Nope.
It's just there.
Nope. Just severed hand in the fridge. Grab some brews, and yeah, apparently he's at a morgue.
Which I get, okay, but I don't think morgues keep severed hands
No,
in like
I wouldn't
the
think so.
employee refrigerator
No,
next
I
like
wouldn't
the
think so.
snacks.
No, it's fucking ridiculous.
the scene is so hard to watch.
So
The acting is so fucking stiff.
It is really
to
stupid.
call
Oh
it
my
wooden
God.
would be a compliment.
Holy shit!
It's so bad.
a
I don't
fucking
think we
redwood
can
up in this
actually
bitch.
talk about it. Like we can't emphasize how bad. And we say that a lot.
We do say that a lot, but
Yeah,
it just
but-
it's we're keeping surprised at how we always think we've seen the
worst.
the Everest, the pinnacle of the
Uh-huh.
shitty acting, but then bam, someone comes along and we're like,
Like
nope.
this makes Santa Claus look good.
Yeah, Santa Claus. We had another one recently that you and I did that where the acting was just god awful.
Oh, I know what it was. It was damn it! You just did this a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it's fairly new, but I can't
We
remember
went
what
to
it
that
was.
barbecue, and you said you did one. I can't remember the name of the movie now.
Well,
Mike Bates is.
Oh, maybe Breeders. Maybe Breeders.
Yeah.
Breeders was really bad.
that was really bad.
Could've been
Yeah,
Breeders.
it was Breeders. It was
You're
definitely
like,
Breeders.
You're like the
Oh,
movie. The movie
yeah.
was like, oh man, it should be so good, but the acting just destroyed
It was definitely Breeders.
Okay.
Yeah, because that was some god awful fucking acting. But
This is worse.
This is worse.
This is much worse.
It's like when people thought no one could run farther than a marathon.
Right.
And now you hear about guys doing the 240 miles in 3 days. You know,
Yeah.
like these people just keep pushing the limits of bad acting. we just keep finding it. And well, that's what we do.
I blame
here.
Marshall, but whatever.
So,
It's my fault. Yes, it is, 1988. This is my fault. I was 8-year-old kid. No, but it's all right.
so he's talking. So
you
he's
found
talking.
the movie. Shit.
He's talking with the morgue guy. The cops talking with the morgue guy. They're having beers. I don't even know exactly what they said again because it sounds so bad. But there's another cop
Yeah.
is watching them through a monitor.
Okay, because this is the scene where like the video quality gets really shitty.
Well,
like,
I don't know.
it's-
I can't tell if it's like the video quality or if they have like a black light on, trying to make it look like.
But I mean, it looks almost yellow, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
but
it's like puke
it's almost
yellow.
like it's from the perspective of the guy watching the monitor.
Right.
But instead of switching back and forth to the monitor, it's almost like they changed the lighting, Or
And
they
it zoomed
they
in
put
really
some
quick.
sort of like
Filter on it or
filter
something.
on the camera.
But it's nauseating. The color, it's nauseating.
It's like
it's,
yellow and
God.
purple.
Yeah.
Or I
Yeah.
was thinking more of yellow green, but either way, it looks like vomit. It's a horrible choice they made
It's
for that.
really bad, and I'm starting to think, I'm wondering if the camera quality or the film just went bad, and they went, well, we're going to have a guy watch through a quote-unquote monitor. I wouldn't be surprised.
Basically, all I need to get out of this scene is that the police commissioner comes in.
Yeah,
and he's the guy with the one arm.
The commissioner comes in, his name is Dixon, and he comes in, and he's the guy with one arm from the beginning of the movie.
Right.
So we're like, okay, so that's how he gets tied back in.
And
he seems to be kind of busting the balls of the cop and
Right.
busting the balls of the morgue guy. He's just kind of a dick for no real reason. We don't know exactly
the morgue
why.
guy is called the coroner.
Yes. Well, I actually didn't get that. I just call him the morgue because I never caught his name until like the very end of the movie. So anyway, he's suspicious. He's kind of like he's suspicious of the cop. He's suspicious of the morgue guy, coroner.
Right.
But we still don't know why. It doesn't make any
Well,
sense.
once he walks away, then the cop explains that there were some weird circumstances with Dixon's when Dixon's wife got killed. He said he was attacked by a bear. And then he...
Oh, that's right, yeah. No.
Running from the bear, he tripped, and he shot his wife in the face. And then it shows that scene again, and it shows his wife's face actually get blown off, and that was kind of cool.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
He pulled out the old Dick Cheney excuse, kind of. Right there.
Kind of.
Or if Dick Cheney saw this movie, he's like, I got it.
But then the cop was like, I went out there to investigate that scene. There was no sign of a bear. It's like, and then shortly thereafter, the former coroner vanished without a trace.
Yeah. Okay. I totally missed all of that.
No,
there was
Christopher,
kind of
I was
filler
vaguely
story
still awake during that part. So I remember that weird conversation.
You're lucky I
yeah.
rewatched the first half of this movie.
Yes,
like
thank you because
an hour ago.
Completely missed all of that.
The second half of the movie, you're gonna have to help me.
It can be real sketchy.
Okay. So we cut to some moms who are playing cards, and they're sitting around playing cards, all chit chat, and they start talking about their sex life. But and we have the lady who boned the Hands Across America in the very beginning of the movie. She's sitting there, and she's about to chime in when one of the other moms starts to say, "Hey, I boned Hands Across America," and the other girls are like, "Oh, I boned him too." So it's like, and she's kind of pissed.
Yeah.
So now you're getting to know that Hands Across America is a fucking Don Juan of the suburbs, going around on these jogs, just banging lonely housewives.
all these housewives.
Like
yeah.
that's what this guy does.
And then there's the one lady there who just keeps dropping
And
chips
then
on her
there's a
dog.
scene of this fat woman who's laughing like, ha ha, yeah, and she's got a handful of potato chips. She just reaches over the side of the table and just dumps them down on this big fucking dog on the floor. And the dog's not eating them. He's just getting chips dumped all over his
it's so
head.
fucking weird.
What the fuck?
I know. It's like, why is this woman going crazy with laughter and just it's like she had it's kind of like a weird Jabba the Hutt kind of feel to her.
Wow.
It's just dumping food around to her,
But the dog doesn't want.
No,
That's what's wrong with this dog.
exactly. Dog fight sort of presses in this fucking movie.
The dog's probably got diabetes if she just keeps feeding it from the table. It's just like
It's so weird. It's so weird. Oh my god, it's so strange. All right. So we cut to the ice cream man who showed up, but he starts hitting. So the ice cream man's there, who was earlier ringing his bell. And then the two high school girls, Linda and Joyce, are walking by, and Joyce is into the ice cream man. But the ice cream man apparently has eyes for everything else with a pussy because Joyce just isn't doing it for him.
And
But
it's like her boyfriend, but he keeps trying to make the moves on everybody else. Yeah.
And he's so handsome. He's so cute. And the guy's kind of looks like a troll. He is not that good looking of a person.
And that's something we should probably say about this movie too, is that
not a good looking guy.
there are no Hollywood people in this movie whatsoever.
Yeah.
No.
Holy crap. I mean, we're talking I think I'm a good looking guy, but I'm not gonna be a Hollywood knockout.
Right.
Holy shit, do I blow these people? I'm a fucking Clooney in comparison. I think all three of us here could fucking step out.
Yeah,
And
right.
you're knocking these motherfuckers out.
It's rough.
crazy.
For sure.
So, anyway, the girls are talking to the boy. They're going to go to a dance later on. Then we cut to this pretty buff, ripped dude walking out of the house holding a bottle of vodka, just drunk and looking pissed.
A handle
He's
of
drinking
vodka.
just walking down the street, and his son comes up. He's like, "Dad, what are you doing?" Oh, they start yelling at each other, and he fucking throws his kid on the ground and just keeps walking.
He pushes him down to the ground with one hand.
With one arm.
He
palms
his face and just like shoves him down to the ground with
pretty
one
big
hand.
dude.
He just keeps walking like
However,
it was nothing.
the kid did. This is Nathan,
Yeah.
right? He does this awesome like
roll.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like gets thrown down, like rolls and pops right back up. So it was like, yeah.
He's used to it.
He's used to
Right.
it.
He knows
Yeah.
how to,
Right.
he knows how to fall and roll now.
The kid goes inside. He sees his mom on the floor. She's got a black eye. She's kind of busted up. She's crying, and he's like, "Why don't you leave him, Mom?" She's like, "Oh, he doesn't mean to." His common battered wife syndrome.
Yeah.
Right.
We cut again. Ugh, I'm sorry again. We cut all over the place. We cut back to the Goodfellas mom that I talked about earlier.
Oh God, it's disgusting.
She's in her home, and she's eating
Everything.
She's eating everything. She's eating everything. So she's
She's got like
eating
a plate
like
of
crazy.
spaghetti in front of her. She's got like 5 sandwiches just on
She
a
eats like
plate.
an entire sandwich in one bite. It's so
sound
gross.
effects, the sound effects that they add in.
And it's comical.
Oh my God!
It's
really
so-
because I felt it. I was feeling nauseous listening to it. Yeah. Oh God. Like belches in it and
Yeah.
everything. I'm like,
But it
oh,
doesn't match
Jesus.
with anything she's doing. They're just playing this like loop of like cartoon eating sound effects.
Right.
As she shoves all this shit in her mouth. While she's eating, in comes a young boy, like I guess her
Billy.
young son, Billy.
Billy, yeah.
I was actually going to say Billy because just out of reference, that was it. So Billy comes home.
It's like the cliche little boy name.
He's like,
this
"Hey,
Billy."
Ma," and he's got a baseball glove, and he's like, "Hey, Ma," and you know she kind of perks up.
Yeah.
So then we cut to Hands Across America, who's talking to his wife in bed, and he's talking about an open marriage. It's not natural. Men should be doing things. What about an open marriage? But she just doesn't give a fuck. She's not interested. She's just like, "I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. I'm starved." And he's like, "What the fuck?" So he just thought that was kind of crazy.
Then the baby starts crying. He's like, "There's Junior on cue or something like that."
And she's like, "I'll take care of him."
Right.
Ooh. We cut back to the cop who goes into the house, who's, you know, the wife is Goodfellas' mom, who we just saw Billy coming in. Again, why did they cut away from this scene?
I don't know.
They should have just stuck with this scene. So he hears crazy sounds. He goes into Billy's room, and he sees the Goodfellas' wife eating the remains of Billy.
Yeah.
She's got an arm with a baseball glove on the end of it, severed from the body, and she's just ripping bites out of it. So she looks up, and she starts taking steps toward the cop. The cop pulls out his gun. He's like, "No, don't come any closer."
Yeah.
But she doesn't heed his warning. She keeps on coming. Boom, boom, boom. 3 shots in the body, but
This
she's not
fucking
stopping.
cop cannot hit a fucking. Can't hit shit.
Well, he hits
What a
her 3 times.
Okay.
But she comes forward, and then he puts one, boom, forth, right between the eyes,
yeah.
right into the middle of her forehead. She crosses her eyes. It's so crazy.
It's the best though. It's so fucking stupid.
Blood spurts out this perfect tiny hole in her head.
The blood spray is awesome.
It is so bad, but it's so ridiculous that it's awesome at the same time.
Like,
the
yeah,
eye
it's like,
crossing
yeah,
and
the
this
eye
perfect
cross,
like
yeah, it's just like a
stream
stream
of blood.
like,
It doesn't sprout it like natural.
No.
It's like a tube. It's
It's a perfect stream with her crossed eyes. Oh, God.
It's something like you would see like in a comedy, like when somebody gets hit in the nuts or something like that.
Yeah.
When you cross your eyes, like,
Oh, so other cops show up and start questioning him. They're just like, he's like, "I had to shoot her. He was eating my son." And they don't seem to give a fuck.
no,
No.
they don't.
They don't seem to give a fuck. They're just like, "We're taking it
They're like,
downtown."
he's gone crazy. He killed his kid and then he killed his ex-wife. Like,
This
are
is
you
a
fucking
fellow
serious?
police
Yeah.
officer.
Right.
Yeah.
They should be able to do a little tiny bit of just.
And they always give like benefit of the doubt to like their cop buddies.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
like, oh, we got your back. We got your back.
They don't do any like forensics or anything, and like
No.
obviously they can
killed
see
him.
that she's got fucking mouth full of meat. And,
Yeah.
like,
I mean, I
shot-
realize it's 88. They didn't have a whole lot of, the forensics that we nowadays, but you think,
Still.
yeah, there'd be flesh in her teeth or some, human flesh in her tum-tum. I think
Right.
Absolutely.
I'd be able to figure that out pretty quickly.
In her tum-tum.
I like that.
or how, I don't know, bite marks on the boy's body, what's left
Yeah.
of it.
Right?
I just like that you said tum-tum.
Tum-tum.
I mean, certainly she didn't eat the entire body.
Yeah, there's
right?
no way she
Right.
could have eaten that entire thing that quickly. And that's
So-
like nobody hears the kid screaming. Like, this is suburbia. Like, this is like, what, 8? I don't know. I forget. He's like 8 or 12 years old kid who is, again, eating. Apparently his arm gets ripped off by his mom. So what, we don't really see how he dies.
Yeah,
but
he was just dead. Yeah.
he doesn't, like, why is he not screaming?
Well, and
like,
the one cop's like, and the commissioner shows up at the house. He's like, and what about the boy? And that cop that we saw watching the fucking monitor, he just opens up this plastic bag, It's like, well, that's what's left of the boy. Seriously?
I forgot about
it's like
that.
a black trash bag
Yeah.
or like a slightly large shopping bag you from a grocery store or something like
It's
that.
like a
First of
small
all, why is that
kitchen
sitting
bag.
on the porch?
Yeah, not an ambulance or on a gurney.
I forgot about that.
The fuck is going on in this town?
So we cut to the Hands Across America dad, and he's getting checked out by a doctor for STDs.
Yeah.
Because he's the Don Juan of town. So the doc's like, don't worry, you're STD free. And the only STDs he's checking for are chlamydia and gonorrhea.
Yeah, right.
That's it.
Did you see the sign behind him though that said like famous people?
Famous
that
people
died
with
of-
With gonorrhea, like
Yeah.
like Napoleon and Hitler and Al
Capone,
Capone.
Yeah, that was kind of funny. So yeah, that's pretty funny.
Julius Caesar.
And then
Yeah.
the doctor gives him like tips on chicks to bone, like she's clean, you got a chance with her, buddy.
Right.
Like he's like giving him
No,
pointers on who to fuck in the
he was
neighborhood.
like, doctor was like, I get around to, It's like, oh, does she have any friends? And he like gives her a card and says, go down to the third door and knock and say, I didn't get this
Tell
at
him
all.
I sent you or something, yeah.
And then like Hands Across America is like all offended, like doctor, and then like walked out. I was like,
but they were like having like a chuckle about it. It was real strange.
yeah.
Again, it wasn't delivered well.
no, it's terrible.
So out comes the
Horrible.
doctor's assistant, who we find out is a fucking nurse, apparently, who also does microbiology and immunology, and like she's just like, doctor, it seems like something's kind of strange about his test. He has some sort of virus. He's like, is it chlamydia? Is it gonorrhea? Then I don't care, because that's all we check for, darling. And she's like the tall, sexy.
Yeah, she's like the best looking one here.
Yes.
And possibly the best actor in this whole movie.
Well, she's definitely like. You
mean-
ever watch Animaniacs?
Yeah.
And like, hello,
Yeah.
nurse.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
exactly what she looks
Yeah,
like. She's just
yeah.
that cut off. Like,
I can see that.
she's supposed to be like the bombshell nurse, and she's fucking tall.
She's really
yeah.
tall.
Yeah, she's pretty hot. But anyway, she gets poo pooed.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about that shit, pretty honey. Don't
Right.
We're not worried about that. So we cut to I guess as Nathan sees his Hands Across America is jogging again with his
Yeah.
fucking Hands Across America shirt again, and he sees the drunk buff dad.
Yeah.
This time with a beer, I think, in his hand or a different bottle.
Like a tall boy or something.
Pushing his wife on the ground, and when he sees this, he's like, "Oh shit!" So he's probably fucking her
Yeah.
too.
No, he hangs back to like
He
tie
hangs
his
back
shoe.
and
He fakes
to-
the old shoe
to
tie.
tie his
Oh,
shoe.
I didn't see anything. I'm busy.
Right.
He's playing it coy. So
The drunk walks away.
he walks away and he goes and he picks up the battered wife, picks her up. He's like, "Whoa, let's go take care of that
This dude
eye."
has no shame.
Oh,
None.
no.
None
And
whatsoever.
what's the thing about the woman who just gets beat by her husband, but just like
Yeah.
wants to fuck like the next guy that walks up to her? It's
Right.
like,
Dude, he's got something going on,
Yeah.
man.
pheromones, maybe or something. Who knows?
Maybe it's all that sweat from the Hands Across America shirt. Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's insane. Like she's kneeling on the ground. She's on the ground.
Yeah.
He walks up to her, he's like, "Oh, he's like, oh, here, let me help you up. That sucks, but let's go inside or
Now he's
something."
just trying to honey dick his way.
Yeah,
in.
and she's like, "Yeah, okay, let's go." And she just leads him inside, and they do and they fuck. It's like,
I'm
what?
kind of impressed.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly. So we then cut to the cop who was arrested for killing his son and wife, running his fucking balls off, handcuffed in the front.
Right.
Which is
Why
weird.
is he handcuffed in the front?
But he's running his ass off, and he runs to the mortician, to the morgue, to the coroner.
Like his only friend in town.
His only
apparently.
apparently. So he runs over there, and he basically says, "Oh, my wife, she definitely did it." He's trying to plead his case to the coroner. He's like, "I believe you. I found flesh in her teeth. I know that she ate. What's going on?" Right. So he's really confused. And then all of a sudden, that's when Dixon comes over, the commissioner. So the cop hides as the mortician's talking to the commissioner, like, "Hey, I found something crazy about that case," and he's like, "Don't worry about it. Don't worry."
Well, like the coroner explained that he Dixon had come and took the bodies before he could do like a full analysis or whatever of like what happened. You know,
but he's still trying to explain.
But he had time. He had enough time to like take a couple blood samples from each,
and he had the file,
and like found Billy's flesh in her.
Yeah.
mouth.
So he's got it. So he agrees that he definitely ate the son. So, right. But the commissioner's like, "Don't worry about that. We gotta find the cop. Has he been here? He's kind of snooping around looking for the cop. While he's snooping around, the mortician's distracted. He steals the file. So the commissioner's stealing the file that evidence. The mortician has been working on, stealing the evidence.
Right.
As he leaves, the cop comes out.
Dude, you wouldn't think to like keep that shit close while the motherfucker's here. You know what I mean? Like,
but so
he's standing right next to you.
I know,
looking through your files.
And he's one arm. He's got one fucking arm.
Right.
You can see what that one arm is doing.
Really? I know. You have to look at two hands. You got one hand to look at.
You can't do the old razzle dazzle.
No.
That's the one hand. You don't know what the other hand's doing.
Right.
He's only got one.
Yeah. Maybe pick up your shit and kind of stick it away in your desk or something.
Oh,
no.
God.
All right.
So the cop tells the mortician, he's like, "Hey, he bamboozled you.
Uh-huh.
He stole the file." He's like, "God damn it."
Well,
so
that was our only evidence.
We cut to Hands Across America's wife with a baby, and the baby's crying, and she's kind of bouncing the baby, giving it little kisses, but then the kisses start turning to like chewing, like slow chewing on the ear.
This bothered me.
And
it's
getting a little dark. I'm like,
yeah.
Ooh. Then it just goes on to full on eating. Because in comes Linda. Linda comes in and catches the mom full on eating her sister, and she screams and runs
to be
out.
Her brother.
I know they said something about brother, but it looks like a fucking girl.
A girl.
It looks like long blonde hair. It looks like a girl.
Well,
it's clearly a girl.
I did let my youngest son's hair get really long before we cut it. Like it was like shoulder length long, but until he was like 2.
I could have swore it was a girl.
I thought it was a girl too.
It looked a lot like a girl, but who knows?
And then did anybody notice the fucking crazy weird music?
Yeah.
It's like, wee, wee, wah, wah. It's supposed to, I guess, imitate almost a Psycho, but a Psycho, wee, 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 but it's like, wee, and then a long pause, wee. I'm like, oh my God, it's like hurting my ears. I was really about to like turn it off. Like, this is driving me insane.
Must take notes.
Yeah, I know. Where are my bong rips? I can't do it. So then we cut to a chubby gal and her mom pigging out. They talk about going to dinner, and that's when we have that crazy sound effect of like more of that sound effect of eating. This is Joyce talking. Joyce
to
the blonde,
her mom,
talking to her mom about.
Well, her mom's pigging out.
Yeah, her mom's pigging out. That's right.
Yeah, right.
Talking about going to the dance tonight. Well, we're going to the dance, and she's like, "Oh yeah, okay," but her mom just keeps eating and eating and eating.
And then her mom at the end of that scene proceeds to like rip open a cantaloupe with her bare hand.
Just tears a cantaloupe.
I was like,
open.
"Holy shit!"
It's kind of impressive.
Yeah, and then doesn't seed that bitch or nothing. Just starts eating the fuck out of it. Like, God damn.
Yeah,
woman.
It was kind of impressive. So we cut to Linda, who just saw her sister being eaten, or brother, by her mother. She's just walking, seems depressed.
She just takes off running. It's like she just starts running across town.
Yeah,
she's just running and running and running.
But then she spots her dad.
Yeah.
She spots Hands Across America, and she sees him getting out of a car with a woman and goes into a bar. So she's like, okay, well, what the fuck? So she goes over to look inside the bar and sees Hands Across America just blah, 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 just making
getting
out
on
just
this chick.
Tongues just going everywhere on this chick.
She's having a bad day.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
You catch your mom eating your sibling, and then you find out your dad's cheating on your mom.
Yeah.
You got somebody else. That's a rough one.
It's a rough day.
It's a bad day.
So she bumps into
Just done so poorly though.
Yeah.
God damn.
she bumps into Nathan, the guy who I guess
Right.
was that she thought was kind of cute. That bumped into her early with the
Right,
football. And they decide to go. She's speechless. She's like, oh, and he's like, hey, you okay? Hey, okay, let's go sit down. Let's go sit on the bench. It's okay. And they go to sit on the bench.
The bunch.
The bench. Pardon me, it's the bench, not the bunch. And Nathan's like, yeah, my mom's getting smacked around by my dad. I don't know what to do anymore. And she goes, yeah, my
That
mom
impression is
ate my
awesome.
brother.
No, she says it's so calm and like it's just like it's so normal.
Yeah, well, I forgot to mention
Well,
this.
she says it kind of laughing. It's like they're smoking a joint
I
or
forget,
something.
yeah, because that's what I forgot to mention. When he's telling her about my mom's getting smacked around my dad, he pulls out a joint, lights it up, and they're
Right.
smoking a joint on the bench together. She's taking hits. They're both smoking. She goes, yeah, my mom, she ate my brother. And he's laughing. He's like, ah. She's like, I'm serious. He's like, ah. He's laughing some more. He just thinks they're high.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden he goes, seriously? Oh, man. Like, and that's how it goes. That's how it just
the reaction of these people,
goes.
it's like you. I can't even put into words. Like, what is happening?
He's just like, well, that's a real bummer.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, dog.
It's like she told him, oh, I can't go on that road trip because I got summer school now. Like, seriously? Oh, that sucks,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, or
my mom ate my brother.
Exactly.
Right.
It's so crazy. Then he goes, well, I'm getting out of here. I'm running away. I want you to come with me. Meet me at the basketball courts tonight. She's like, I don't know. And she's like, her mom's eating her siblings. Her dad's fucking everything else in town. What else she got to go for? So
Yeah.
she's like, okay.
Yeah.
All right, Nathan, I'll meet you there. Cool. So that's where we're at.
This is so painful to talk
Fucking
about.
hell, I know.
It's so painful.
This is so hard. This is maybe one of the most difficult ones we've done. So we go back to Brody, the guy who was at the very beginning, who spotted Hands Across America coming out of the house.
Right.
His mom's yelling at him, saying, "Hey, come on down! I made food." And apparently, they have such a bad relationship that she never makes food.
Right.
So he goes down there very.
He says something like, "What cockroaches in the mashed potatoes?"
Exactly, like
again, Ma?"
he does not trust her.
No.
Like apparently they have a horrible relationship.
Right.
He does not trust her, and she's like, "No, I just want you. I wanted to make you something. I made him extra creamy the way you like him." And I was like, "Okay." So he's being real cautious, and he starts to eat him. He's like, "Oh, they're pretty good." She's like, "Well, do you know how veal's made?" He goes, "You got veal?" "No, I don't have
right.
veal." "Okay."
He's talking about the
"Do you
milk-fed
know how
veal."
it's made?" "I don't know how it's made."
Actually, this bothered me a lot too. Talking about veal, like this is why I get vegetarians at the times like this. I would never eat veal ever.
But you know what it reminded me of? You said Goodfellas earlier. You ever seen the movie Casino?
Yes,
Yeah,
actually, I
Joe
just watched
Pesci.
it not too long ago.
So when he takes that chick out to he's like, you get the milk-fed veal, you got to beat it real hard. You see, and like
That's right before he gets a blowjob.
Yeah.
That's a good movie too.
I know. Damn it, let's go watch that.
I know. But she's talking to him about veal, and it starts getting real weird. She's like, they put him in these tiny rooms so they can't, breaking down the way veal is made.
Yeah,
The
let's
whole
not talk
time-
about that.
The whole time she's giving him milk and talking about how they're fed nothing but milk. And she's like, drinking out of the glass. And he drinks like 2 glasses. He's like, all right, Mom, this makes you
So
happy.
real quick, Marshall, talking about the milk-fed veal bothers you more than like thinking of like a child getting eaten?
You have a baby, too.
I know. I know.
Like I'm over here cringing with the thought of the child. You're like, let's not talk about the veal. Let's talk about the veal.
So,
No, you're right. Okay, that's fucked up too. But I mean, yeah, it's.
But
I'll give you a break.
You can
I'll
see,
give you a break.
You can see that she's fattening.
Marshall's over here with his hand,
I know.
his head in his hand, like, oh god.
She's fattening him up. She's fattening him up. More milk, more milk. I would so be shitting my pants right now
right.
because I can't drink that much milk. With lactose intolerance, man, I'd just be like, it'd be coming right
Well,
out
when
one
she's
end.
trying to fatten him up, that takes time. I mean,
Well, but she
Yeah.
can't wait anymore
No.
because she stands up. It looks like she's gonna kiss him on the head, and she just bites into his fucking head.
Yeah.
And he goes ah, and you see blood coming out of the top of his head. He swats his hands up, and she must be the clumsiest bitch in the world because she looks like she got hit by the Hulk. She goes flying across the room when he literally just like swatted her arm, and she falls down. Wha-boom! Like
it's like I'm running away for real this time, Ma.
It's like I'm running away, Ma.
Like that's it. I crappy food and bad, but if you try to bite, you eat me. I'm out of here, Ma. That's the last straw.
Those mashed potatoes did look like shit, didn't they? Oh
Well, they
my
were extra
God.
creamy the way he liked them. He even said, a little too creamy, but it's okay, Ma.
It's like it was a baked potato with just milk poured on top of it. It's horrible.
God. So we go back to the buff, drunk dad, drunk husband,
The waft beater.
who's arguing with his wife. They're yelling at each other. He's like, I don't want you, I fucking love you. They're blah, 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 blah. They're just yelling at each other.
Well, Nathan's like sneaking into his room to get his stuff.
Yeah, he's
to
packing
meet-
up
to-
so he
to
can
meet
go
up at the basketball
to the basketball
courts.
courts. So he's packing up, and the dad is yelling at the mom, and he's gonna give her another 1-2 to the moon, Alice. He goes to punch her when her mouth opens up like a
was
fucking
kinda cool.
anaconda
This was kind of cool.
and catches his fist in her mouth.
Yeah.
And this is a special effects masterpiece,
Oh, yeah.
ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know.
It just looks like
It's
a
like-
rubber.
It's like she's got a
extension.
Joker mouth.
Yes.
You know what I
It
mean?
looks so crazy.
Oh, it's weird.
And he's going, the guy punches into her teeth and he starts, just screaming and screaming and
Yeah.
screaming as he's falling on the ground, and she starts eating his hand.
Yeah.
Just starts eating his hand.
Dude.
Oh, God.
Well, yeah, we can't really do it justice. The visual, how.
You need to take a picture of that.
Oh,
and, like,
Yeah, we gotta get.
I
still
wish I
that
could
one.
just like film half this movie. Like, look how shitty this is, everyone. Please. So we cut to. God, it is bad. We cut to the ice
I hope
cream.
you're all still listening at this point.
Yes,
I would
two-
not blame you if you weren't.
We cut to the two brothers, the house with the two brothers, the mother of the two brothers who were beating the shit out of each other, who wanted ice cream. And you see her kind of moving her head back and forth as one of the brothers who is beating him, his name is Timmy, comes and goes, Ma, what are you doing? She turns around and she has eaten the heart out of the other brother who is getting the shit pounded out of him.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, I
She
think
has
it's
eaten a
supposed to
hole
be.
in his chest.
No. The one that was getting the shit beaten out of him is the guy that lives. Either way, sorry, go ahead.
I don't know.
Hey.
I don't think it fucking matters.
Details, Aaron. Fucking details.
One of the brothers gets his heart eaten out.
Yeah. And he's like, oh no, Ma, no. And she just looks at him and goes right back to eating him. And he runs off. So that's when we kind of accumulate everybody's kind of runs into each other, the basketball courts.
Right.
We have Nathan who met Linda. Brody shows up and he's got a bandana, leather jacket, smoking cigarettes, being a tough guy.
It's funny too because the bandana's like all
Bloody,
soaked.
yeah, it's kind of attention to detail,
Yes,
Chris.
yes.
Attention to
Yes,
detail.
Aaron.
So, and Timmy runs up, and they all start putting it together. It's like my brother, my brother. You know, so everyone, my mom took a bite out of me.
My mom and my dad.
Yeah, everyone's like, something funny's going on.
Dude.
Yeah, it's so
The only
ridiculous.
thing they're fucking missing is Scooby Doo at this
I
point in
know.
time.
They start putting it all together, and they're like,
Chuggy?
they're so nonchalant about
I know.
this. They're just like, wow,
The
your
acting
mom
is-
eats your brother too? Oh, that's the pits.
Again, the acting is so stiff.
It's like they're not in on the joke.
Right.
You know, like this is a shitty movie.
Oh, it's a good
This is
movie,
a
but-
shit
yeah.
bird of a movie, and it should be fun and campy.
Right.
But it's like they're not in on the joke.
Yeah.
You know, it's like something's missing. There's
Totally.
a big disconnect.
God.
So they're putting shit
Who
together.
was the
in best
director
way.
of this film?
Fucking, I hope he died.
He must have been taking bong rips the entire time because he could not do his job well.
Must have had shitty weed then. So we go back to the
Or
cop. at
maybe
the
it was
morgue.
good weed. He just, oh yeah, it's great. This guy's doing awesome.
So we cut back to the morgue guy, and they're looking at the mortician is looking at the virus through his microscope. But the commissioner comes in and he says he's looking for the escape cop. Oh wait, that's sorry, we already talked about that. We already talked about that. Blah blah blah.
What do you
let's see.
gotta do?
Yeah. So the doctor and the morgue guy. Okay, this is when
This is when the tall hello
hello
nurse.
nurse comes in, And she's talking about the results of the test. The doctor was having none of it. He's an asshole.
Just when they look in the microscope and they see the virus.
Wait, no, that's not yet. Not yet.
Oh God, that is.
Well, that's coming up.
Oh God.
Don't you worry. But this is when the mortician meets the nurse, and he is smitten.
Oh, okay.
He is absolutely
the
smitten with
mortician
her.
takes the blood
The
sample
blood
or whatever
samples to the
Dr.
doctor.
Bass, and Dr. Bass
saying, I got
is
something here. There's something fishy going on.
He's like, why don't you just worry about dissecting bodies and let the Department of
a
whatever.
bunch of the real doctors
Yeah,
do
right,
work.
right.
Yeah, it's totally being an asshole.
Yeah.
We find out the nurse's name is Felicia,
Yes.
and he is now the mortician. I don't think we've mentioned is incredibly short.
Incredibly short
Super
with
short.
a weird little mustache.
Yeah, he's got to be like 5'2".
Right.
Yeah.
Like he's really short for a man,
And she's really tall.
and she's incredibly tall. So it's a great visual effect.
And not only is he smitten, but she also looks kind of smitten with him. She's like,
Hey,
what's
kid.
up?
Right on. So, I have written down here, we cut back to the police station, but fuck it. Who cares? Because it doesn't last very long. So we go to the Women's Coalition dance. This is the dance that Joyce was talking about. She's going to take her ice cream driving boyfriend to.
Right.
And they cut to two of the moms there. We cut to the Hands Across America mom and Joyce's mom. And they are just at the buffet and just both hands digging in the mashed potato, just shoving it in their mouth.
The buffet, but there's only 2 plates on the table.
I hear you, man.
And they both
Pour attention to detail.
they both got their hands in one of the plates.
And they are just eating like animals. And there's 2 moms who are like, oh, look at those tacky women. Oh,
and one
God.
of them, it's like a green dish. Is that an ambrosia salad? What are they? Trying to figure out what's going on here.
I love how you're trying to figure out what they're eating. We're watching one of the shittiest movies I ever made.
I know.
And you're like, what are they eating?
God, there's no story. There's no fucking story to pay attention to.
But it's that weird kind of shit they probably would have done. That ambrosia salad is going to go to waste. She's just dropping it all over the floor. God.
Sorry,
So these
people.
women
I
are
apologize.
these women are talking shit about the people acting like they are acting like fucking animals. It's like, oh, that woman's acting like an animal. But the moms come over. It's like, oh, here they come. And when the moms come over, they just start eating the other
Eating
bitches.
'em.
Just
Yes.
start eating them. And that's when all the other moms look over. And this is a packed house.
Yeah.
I gotta say, there's a lot of fucking extras in this scene.
Yeah.
They all look over, see the moms eating the 2 other women. They all scream, and there's a fucking true stampede.
Yeah.
They all just go running through the double doors.
Well, the whole,
And it's
the whole
pretty
time
impressive.
the whole time Joyce is like, "Oh, Mom,
Mom, how
Hi.
could
Yeah, how
you?"
could you?" Seriously. And at this point, the moms with the virus are starting to turn a little bit.
Yes, their
you know?
eyes are getting darker, their
The
teeth are getting
they're-
sharper,
right.
and they're looking more ghoulish.
Right.
They look like fucking Jack Nicholson from the fucking Batman movie. They look like the Joker.
Very much so.
I mean,
they
that's
start
the
to look
giant-
like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Giant. It's like the same effect they use on his face
That's
that they use in
interesting.
these.
When did it was 89, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Keaton Batman first one. Yeah,
I think it was 89.
it was right around this time.
Yeah, so maybe they borrowed it from this
Yeah.
movie.
But the feel of this movie compared to that, I mean, this feels like early 80s.
Yeah, it feels like
Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, production quality alone makes it look a lot older. I mean, the fact that 88 is like there were some
seems-
better movies like this. I'm like I could see this being made in like 82.
Yeah.
like I could see like 82 seems like a good time for this
Yeah.
movie to come out, but 88.
What was the one we did with the drill?
that was a slumber party
Party
massacre.
Massacre.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like the film quality almost felt like that, and that was,
That was
like
like 83, 84?
84 or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like worse, I felt.
And who knows? Maybe it's one of those movies that they made in '82 and just
Right.
it sat on the shelf for years before it ever got released.
Why? Why would they make
It could be, Moshi. It could be. Sorry, I'm going to do that voice the whole fucking time.
I love it.
Yeah.
Continue.
So, the moms are eating the kids. Joyce shames mom, as we said. But when Joyce is like, Ma, how could you? They look up, and Joyce is like, uh-oh. And
Yeah.
takes off running with her boyfriend. So
Zoinks!
we cut back to the cop who's looking through the files. and he finds some marked Dixon, and he's looking through the files, and he goes, "Oh my God." And I think I did a way better job than I think he did. And we cut back to Joyce and her boyfriend hiding in the bathroom.
Yeah, and he's a true man.
Yeah.
See if anybody's coming.
Yeah, they're hiding in the bathroom, and Joyce looks outside, and she gets grabbed and pulled out, and she screams, and the boyfriend's like, "Ooh," doesn't do anything. He kind of goes to check, and he sees that it's Brody. Brody grabbed her, so it's like a false scare. Right. Brody's there, and he's like, "What's going on?" He starts explaining to them that the moms are going bonkers. They cut out to Nathan, Timmy, and Linda. They have a plan to catch the mothers. They're basically, it's kind of interesting because this feels like a dark scene too. Timmy might be a little bit younger than both Nathan and Linda. Nathan's got a bat and Linda's got a chain. Yeah. And he's like, they're going to get Timmy's mom. Mm-hmm. And they're just like, "So, you're going to hit my mom with a bat. Is that right?" And it's like, "Yeah, Tim, not too hard." I'm like, "Yeah, Timmy, not too hard." Right. It's like, "You're not going to choke her, are you?" "No, Timmy, we're not going to choke her too hard. They're going to fucking kill the shit out of her. Is what they're going to do." But little Timmy doesn't know what the fuck's going on. He's like, "Okay, guys, I trust you."
She ate your brother, dude. She's going to eat you too.
It's a little dark. It's like, I feel kind of bad for Timmy.
Kind of. We're going to do this to your mothers afterwards, right?
Yeah, exactly. "Yeah, Timmy, yeah. We'll do our moms to you afterwards." Yeah. He's just not on the same fucking... No. It's not on the same wavelength.
No.
So he's bait. So he's outside the house, and the mom, she's like, "Timmy, come inside. Timmy, come inside." "No, Ma, I saw what you did to Jimmy. I'm not going in there." It's like, "Oh, come on." And Nathan comes up with the bat. He's about to hit her with the bat, and Timmy blows it all, goes, "Ma, look out." She turns around and knocks Nathan over. She's kind of wrestling with Nathan, and then Linda, pretty smart, throws the chain around her, but it goes into her mouth, and she bites through the chain. Yeah. And this is like thick fucking Mr. T quality chain.
Well, it's supposed to be, but it's obviously plastic.
She bites through it. It's like, they're just like, "Well, fuck it, we're out of here." You're like, "Way to go, Timmy, you blew it." Yeah. And so they just fucked it up. So they run off, and Timmy's mom is, fine.
Right.
So we cut back to Brody and Joyce, and I guess his name is Frankie. Mm-hmm. I found out, the ice cream guy. So they're walking to the school, and Frankie's like, they're about to get out of the school.
Of course it's Frankie. Why wouldn't it be Frankie?
Frankie's like, "I gotta piss, guys. Just wait. I gotta piss."
Every guy's name ends with an E.
Yeah.
Bill E, Tim E, Frank E.
It's that Italian style.
Yeah, man. What is going on here?
So I gotta piss. I gotta piss. And they're like, "Okay, Jesus Christ, go piss, and we'll get out of here." So one of the moms comes out. I don't remember which one it is. It's Joyce's mom. They start to argue about date etiquette, which I thought was kind of stupid. I couldn't quite figure it out. Frankie tries to reason with them. He's like, "Ma, no." Oh, shit. They get chased by the Ma's into a corner. So it's Frankie, Joyce, and Brody who got cornered by Hands Across America's mother. And he just goes, "Okay, my mom never told me not to hit a lady, but she didn't say nothing about no fucking cannibals." Boom. Punches her in the face. Down she goes. So Brody runs over her body. Joyce runs over her body. As Frankie's running over, he gets grabbed, pulled down. That's when Joyce's mom comes around the corner, and they pull Frankie into the dark hallway.
Hands Across America's wife is like biting the leg.
Biting the leg.
Did you see that? It's
like biting into his leg.
But his leg is like, is it dark or is it just like covered in hair?
It was like dark meat.
Weird.
It was so bad. Yeah.
Oh God. I was like, is that supposed to be hair? Is hair? It was like that fucking hairy. That it's like
horrible. But anyway,
thank you.
They took him off screen, and you see blood splattering on the walls.
Yeah, so blood splatter. Yeah. It's like it's like they had a spoon or something, and they were just throwing like
splattered some blood on the wall.
Red food coloring at the fucking wall.
We then cut to the nurse hello, nurse, Felicia, and the morgue guy who I found his name is Lee.
Here we go.
Felicia and Lee looking at a microscope, and this is where we are introduced
To the virus.
to what the virus looks like in the microscope. And guys, I don't know if you ever looked into a microscope before, but if you haven't, it's 70s animation.
Right.
That's exactly what it
Absolutely.
is. We get a little treat of the letter people style animation
Absolutely.
of the
we do.
virus basically eating through the cells like fucking Pac-Man.
Thank you.
It's so ridiculous.
It is.
We're watching a cartoon. It's got fucking eyes. The little virus is eating. It's got eyeballs.
She reminds me of that. What was the one with? Oh shit! That cartoon with the bill. Damn it! The teacher of the Congress was it the?
Schoolhouse Rock.
Yes. Did it remind you of that?
That 70s style,
Absolutely.
like
Absolutely.
super early
And it's
80s,
just
late
eating
70s.
Hey,
Yeah.
look at this, doctor.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
Look at him eat.
I forget what I don't know if it wasn't the electric company, but there was something
That's a good one,
there
too.
was
Yeah.
always it might have been part of Sesame Street or something, but there was some animation thing I remember seeing all the time as a kid of like a pinball like going through all this stuff and it was sung like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
The Electric Company.
Is that the electric company?
The Electric Company.
I don't know. I don't remember. I just remember
Yeah.
that pinball
That's
thing.
the Electric Company.
That's like the same animation I remember
Yeah.
seeing and
Dude, how many listeners have you lost?
I don't know. We're children of the '80s. What can we say?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Again, anybody that's still listening, we're sorry.
real troopers. Real troopers.
Yeah, real troopers, I'm telling you. So the kids meet back up, and the cop meets up with them. So the cops, he's like, basically the police says the cops are in on it. The cops are covering this up. And they're like, what are you talking about, officer? Before the officer can really explain what's happening, a fat police officer with, for some reason, the worst prosthetic of a scar on his face shows
I didn't
up.
understand that.
I don't understand this at all.
But
I
that
don't
was
know
the
if
same. That was the same cop that was watching the.
cop to the monitor.
Right.
Yeah, he's like a
and
fat
he's the
cop with a
same
mustache.
He's the same cop on the porch with the
Kid in a
Billy's
bag.
like
Body in a
plastic bag.
So he shows up. I don't know if he's supposed to have a scar.
I don't know what that
or-
was either. I don't know what that was.
It's the worst make. It's like
It's weird.
It's like when you buy a makeup kit from Target and you put it on and you don't like match the flesh color.
Right.
It just looks like they stuck this fake scar on the side of his face. It looks like I don't know why. Doesn't make any sense.
No. 'Cause
Anyway,
it doesn't come back.
he just aims and boom, he shoots the cop dead center a couple times in the chest. He kills the fucking cop dead as shit.
Yeah.
He just shoots the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And he falls on the ground dead, and the kids are like, oh no! And they
Right.
take off running.
And
Like,
then I thought I was going to start shooting at the kids.
it was
What the
so
fuck?
nuts. So the kids meet back up. It's like, I guess we're on our own, guys. We gotta kill the mothers. Like, they all just decide that's what they're gonna go and do. So that's when everything changes when the morgue doctor shows
Well,
up.
no, the cop said something about
yeah.
take this note or whatever to the morgue.
That's right. That's right.
So they get in a beef about should we go to the morgue?
Should we go to the
we
morgue
not?
or should we kill the mothers?
Timmy
Timmy
"Fuck
runs
this,
up.
I'm going
He
to
says,
put
"I'm
my
gonna go
mother out
kill
of her
my mom."
misery. Everybody else goes to the morgue.
The other kids run. Thank you. I have this written down. I
Wow.
just am not reading very well. I just can't. The cops. So, we find out that. Okay, fuck it. We find out that Dixon,
Mhm.
his wife, had the virus
Right.
or
Well, we
got
don't-
the virus. Are we at that point yet?
Fuck it, we are now. Let's just go.
The morgue guy goes and confronts Dixon. He basically calls him out saying, it was you that started spreading the virus. That's why you shot your wife, is because your wife became a cannibal, because you were fucking all the women around town, spreading this virus. You were cheating on your wife. How dare you? Dixon, he's like, oh my God, you caught me. And he says, I'm going to tell every paper in town that you are responsible for this. Like a fucking idiot, just shows his hand, because as soon as he leaves, he's like, calls the fat cop. He's like, yeah, we got a problem.
Right.
Take out the little morgue guy. What an asshole. What a dumb little shit.
Yeah.
So the sleazy cop who just shot our good cop. I don't remember the good cop's name. I never got his name. But anyway, he's gonna go to the morgue and shoot down Lee.
Mm-hmm.
While he's in pursuit, he turns around and he's overrun by 4 mothers.
Yeah, all the mothers, yeah.
All the mothers, and this is when we see them in all their fucking glory.
Yeah.
And this scene goes on for a minute.
Yeah.
They tackle the fat cop, and they all just grab a limb or a face and yank on it a little bit.
Which is why
And
I
he
thought the
screams.
prosthetic would have come into play, but it doesn't really.
And they just kind of start, like, they cut the wide shot, they're just kind of, like, tugging at his leg, tugging at his arm, and he's screaming like he's fucking dying. And I'm like, they're just kind of wiggling on you. But they do these close-up shots, and he's still just screaming. He's screaming so much, and like, where's the payoff?
Nothing.
It took like 20 seconds before they finally show that they're tearing his arm off.
At this point, are we surprised?
It takes so long for them to get the payoff. I got to give this guy credit. He's just screaming and screaming and screaming.
I mean, he was a pretty big dude, and
he might have a lot of fat and muscle to get through. I don't know.
There was no like really strong woman there, so who knows?
Anyway, they finally rip his arm off. One of the moms starts eating it. Other ones start eating his chest. They basically start devouring him. They overpower him and eat him up. As this is happening, Timmy is watching from the bushes, and he starts to kind of cry. The mothers get done eating. Dude, there's still a lot left on your plate.
Right.
There's still a lot of fat cop left to eat, but they're like, we got him. And they go, the moms leave.
I always wondered that about like pretty much any zombie type movie. It's like, how much does the zombie really eat?
That's a good point. That's a really good question. How do they go down the bone? Do they get to the guts and they go, I'm not eating that?
Right.
At what point do they go, I'm done. I'm good.
I mean, I could bring up a...
Yeah, you would think like the way they always act, like, oh, they're just, mindless eaters. All they do is eat, that they would eat it basically down to the bone until there's nothing left and then move on. But yeah, a lot of times you seem like they take a few bites here and there and then like they move on to the next target.
Well, do they suck the marrow out?
Let's look at The Walking Dead when after Lori dies.
That bitch is
prison,
gone.
Whoa!
Oh,
What?
Oh, sorry. Spoiler alert for like season 3. Yeah. All right. My bad. Remember, like Rick goes to where like Lori was.
He's got a gut full.
Yeah, it's like a zombie with a gut full of Lori.
Did he eat a bone and all? I didn't see any.
I didn't see anything. You don't see anything.
He just ate that bitch all out.
He starts like stabbing the stomach, making sure Lori's dead in there. Like, first of all, I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a tangent.
But Timmy watches the moms shuffle off, and he runs over to the body. He finds the gun. He grabs the cop's gun. So Timmy is armed and dangerous. So the mortician goes back to the morgue, and that's where Felicia has found a cure. And when they look through the microscope to look at the cure, we basically see really buff...
more 70s animation.
More animation, and in the animation we basically see really buff cells looking at the virus, and the virus is like, oh no, as the buff
like these white blood cells might have been have like the Superman S on them or something. Dude. Or like doing like squeezing a can of like spinach and like doing the old Popeye, and they go biceps all big. Like,
nice Popeye reference. I like that.
Ridiculous. It's like, I don't want to.
And what's her cure? What's in her?
Well, they reveal that later.
Oh, I see.
They do reveal that later.
Yeah.
But she found a cure, and she says all we have to do is stick the mothers, and they're gonna be okay. So Dixon, we cut back to the police station where Dixon is briefing police officers who are all sitting around that the mothers are cannibals and how he authorized them to shoot on sight, shoot to kill. And one of the police officers looks like fucking Cobra from Sylvester Stallone.
From Cobra?
Yes. So, which is so out of place because everyone else is wearing a uniform, and he's just got a wife beater on with a toothpick and his sunglasses on, just totally out of place. But I kind of loved it.
Yeah. Well, that was like 87.
Yeah, it was. Cobra's been out by then. Yeah. So that was. I did like the Cobra nod. Let's see. For some reason, I have Linda and Nathan dropped off. I don't know why I wrote that down. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Hands Across America. His hands across America. He's dropping off a whore, and he sees Linda, and he's like, "Hey, honey, how you doing?" And she ain't having it. She runs off, and Nathan's like, They both just kind of exchange uncomfortable glances,
Right.
and Nathan runs off. Then we have Brody and Joyce. They're kind of hitting it off, and she's like, "Thank you so much for saving me. You're such a tough guy. You're so good." And he's like, "I ain't good. I'm bad to the bone." Like, he's trying, like, "I didn't save you because I like you."
Right.
he just has to be a hard ass. But Joyce sees the good in him. We see zombie moms walking the streets. They're talking about leaving the iron on, like typical suburban mom stuff. So they're still like,
I know, it's so fucking weird. It's like they're supposed to be having like mindless, like eating zombies, just eat, but then they're like talking completely coherent and talking about like household chores and stuff. It's what?
This is Timmy's mom and
Hands Across America's wife. Yeah, it's like, I think I left the iron on. I hate that
it when
feeling.
That happens. Yeah.
Well, let's go back and check it. Let's eat first.
And then they start digging in a fucking dumpster.
They start digging through a dumpster and they find an alley cat.
Yeah, a cat.
And they tear it in half.
Yeah.
Fucking cat got fucked bad.
And then Timmy's mom starts bitching at the other one, like, "Don't take my food" or some shit.
They're arguing over the food and what they're just bickering at each other, which is pretty ridiculous. What was I gonna say? Timmy is taking aim. He's taking for fucking ever.
Yeah,
aiming and aiming and aiming,
just like this podcast.
Saying it. Okay, let's get going.
Sorry.
But right before he can shoot, here comes Lee, the mortician, grabs his arm, pulls it back, says, "Don't shoot your mom." The gun goes off. I got the cure. Yeah. So Timmy's in on it now. So he gives him the syringe, and Timmy runs up and gives him a shot in the ass.
Because at this point, isn't mom back in the dumpster or something? Or ass in the air?
We kind of, basically, long story short, we get a montage, essentially, of the kids running around, pulling wacky, like, "Hey, I jumped out of a trash can. I gave you a shot. Hey!" They run off.
Every kid finds their own mother
mom,
and, like,
gives them a shot. We have this whole montage of that going on.
Right. Gonna do a montage.
Yeah, it's very much a montage.
It is, and it's fucking ridiculous. I hated this. I hated this ending so much. It's just like a big fuck you.
Yeah. It's pretty bad. But it doesn't take immediate effect.
It takes forever.
The moms are still
Well, it takes forever to get through every mother.
Yeah.
And then they're still like zombified.
Yeah, they're still zombified. So we hear gunshots and we're like, "Oh no, what's going on?" And we cut to the police. The police have found the moms, and the moms are running for it as the police are shooting at them.
Right.
So Dixon spots them. He has them like dead to rights. But I don't know exactly how it happens.
I don't either, so I fell asleep. But at some point,
and this is where the moms like get Dixon cornered.
Yeah, this is
and they're gonna kill him, and somehow he slips away. He runs into a phone booth, fucking phone booth.
Yeah.
Doesn't shut the door.
You're being chased by 4 cannibals, and you run into a phone booth to make a fucking phone call.
Yeah.
And then they're all like clamoring in. They got him dead to rights. He still slips away, and he runs away, and he goes into an alley. They have him cornered, and he gets a 2x4, and he's like poking at him, going,
with his one arm.
With his one arm. As
arm.
They somehow are just these 4 women who are cannibals, and they're suddenly like, it's like a vampire trying to get around a cross.
Right.
Frankenstein's like fire.
Or Frankenstein with fire. Like, they're like being held off by a 2x4 with a rusty nail in it.
Right.
It's
Absolutely.
like, this is what's stopping them. But while they're there, the police show up, and they have him. The police got guns drawn, but the kids show up. "Don't shoot my ma!" And out comes.
Yeah, they like leap in front. Like, it's like. It's like the scene from Goonies where they're gonna arrest Sloth or something like that. And they're like, "No, don't arrest him! Don't know. He's the good guy." They're like, putting something between the guns and the moms. And like, don't shoot.
That's so great.
And then, like, the coroner shows up.
The coroner
and,
shows up. He's like, "You better come clean,
suddenly
Dixon."
he's a badass.
Yeah.
You know?
And this is where you see that great juxtaposition between the nurse and the short mortician.
Yeah. I remember watching this. I was like, I had to do a double take because I was like, is he really that short, or is she just standing on something behind?
Is she that tall, or is he that short?
Or like, is she
on
standing
heels.
on something
I think it's
behind
both,
him, or is this just a weird, forced perspective? Like, how is he that? There's no way that he's that short. Like, nope, he's
pretty awesome.
like fucking Dan DeVito and like, I don't know, some really tall. I don't know. I can't think of any super tall ones.
It's like twins.
Yeah.
It's like Dan DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
It's
I
great.
love that movie.
That is a great movie. Why don't we talk about that movie? So? Remember that scene when he calls a guy a dickhead, and it's hilarious because Arnold never says dickhead? Anyway. Sorry, that was my favorite part.
He also got to bang Kelly Preston or whatever in that
Holy
movie.
shit, did she look fucking good
Fuck, dude.
crawling around? Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we're at the climax here, guys. So he's got the cops are about to shoot. The kids are standing in the way. That chick from Twins looks fucking hot.
Yeah.
And anyway, this is where the mortician says, "You better come clean, Dixon."
Yeah.
And so Dixon confesses that I was the one who started this virus.
Right.
It was my fault. I was unfaithful to my wife, and somehow I'm responsible for all of this. The
Right.
cops are all they all put their guns in the air and go, they holster their guns,
Looking
stand
at him
up,
shame.
and like shake their heads in shame.
You.
No, you cheated on your wife, you son of a bitch. Just horrible. So the moms start to
Not get
revert.
enough of that accent.
They
by the way.
start to revert back to their normal selves, and in the process, we see the most ridiculous, stupid faces I've ever seen.
It's like their makeup's coming off little by little.
but they're making like crazy faces the whole time as this is happening. We even get treated to the one mom whose mouth opened up so big.
Yes.
For some reason, her mouth's gigantic
Again, slowly closing.
Yeah, which wasn't open before anyway.
Right.
They just wanted to use that effect again. I guess.
Yeah, I get
yeah,
it. And we got this here. You want to use this again? Yeah, sure.
Go
Let's
for
use
it.
that again. Go right here. Yeah.
Basically, that virus then completely alters the women's physiology in such a way that, one, they become almost impervious to bullets, except for headshots, and their actual skeletal structure of their head changes from this virus.
Oh, their teeth too.
And the teeth mutate. Yeah. But then a simple shot of which is getting to reveal that puts it all back to normal without. It's all fine.
As the women are converting
God,
back,
I hate this ending. I hate this movie.
I think that's when Lee looks over at the nurse and goes, "You did it. The antidote worked. What was it?" And she goes, "Well, doctor, it was simple penicillin."
Are you fucking kidding me?
It's penicillin.
The number one, like,
the most
thing, common
basic antibiotic ever.
And
Okay,
let's just talk about. Okay.
I don't know if this is what you're saying, but can we talk about the fact that you just said it yourself, it's an antibiotic.
Yeah.
And the whole movie is saying it's a virus. It's a
Right.
virus.
Thank you.
Penicillin wouldn't even fucking work on it then.
No.
It would have no effect at all.
Thank you. That's what I was gonna
So
say
their
too.
entire ending
The
premise
fucking virus.
is fucking wrong. It's wrong.
Yeah.
So, I did infection control for 2 years as a job. I didn't put that together.
Wow.
That was my job. I was responsible for lives. And I didn't put that shit together. Oh my God. Shame.
I am so glad I was never one of your patients. Jesus Christ. Dude, this guy's got the Ebola virus. I'll just give him some penicillin. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Penicillin cures everything.
Oh my God. I can't believe I didn't put that together. I wasn't. Come on. We saw the electric company animation going on. I was so distracted.
You would have gotten that for sure.
I know, right?
I can't believe Aaron missed it.
Fucking horrible. I'm a horrible nurse.
It's all good, buddy.
Anyway, the moms revert back to normal human beings, and the kids are like, Ma, it's good to see you again. They don't seem to give a fuck at all that their
especially
mothers,
especially the ones that like watched
their
mother eat their siblings.
Their siblings.
Nah, it's cool.
Ma, let me give you a hug. Oh, it's good to see you again.
Jesus.
The one who does have the most animosity is the one who just got bit on the head, and he barely hugs his mom because he doesn't trust her. Everyone else is like, I love you, Ma. It's great to see you again.
It's like they totally, great point. Like the one who ate the siblings,
Yeah.
like,
Holy
Especially
shit.
the one that ate the baby. I'd be like,
Yeah.
well, that's
fuck
what I'm
you,
talking
bitch.
about. Yeah, the baby.
Oh my
It's
God.
like, you ate my baby brother. Like this is,
Oh my
but
God.
it's all forgiven.
It's everything's forgotten.
Oh god.
So we cut back to the hands, like we fade out. We fade back in. We have the Hands Across America dad in bed with his wife again, and he's still going on about open marriage. So anyway, he's going on about open marriage, and he's sitting in bed. He's taking off his Hands Across America gear, and I see that the wife is kind of sneaking up behind him, and he's like, what do you think? Huh? Open marriage? Why aren't you talking to me? He turns around. Her face is back to the crazy, weird horror face. And this is where she rips off his fucking nose and half his face. Great effect.
Best effect
It's
in the movie.
fucking terrifying. I'm like, screaming. And then it's like wacky music.
Yeah.
And the movie's over.
Yeah.
It's fucking scared the shit out of me. And then it's like,
The music, it's like a Monty Python movie
Yes!
just ended or something.
and his
Benny
face,
Hill. Benny Hill.
yeah, his face is ripped off, and it like fades to black. That's the movie. Roll the
That's
credits.
Fucking movie.
Ah! God
Holy
damn it.
shit, that was painful.
Yeah.
Thank you for bearing with me as I stumbled, rumbled, and bumbled through that.
I tried to help you, but it's hard.
You helped him a lot, actually. Thank you. Because I would have missed a lot. Would it really fucking matter, though?
No, not this one.
No.
All right, so let's move on to favorite kill.
There can be only one. Favorite kill?
The kills really sucked in this one. Like, in the past, I would say I have a feeling what we're all going to say is the same one, but I was backfires and I'm proven wrong, so I'm not going to say it this week. Chris, what's your favorite kill for
I'm
this one?
going with the first kill, the Godfather wife, the gunshot to the head, the shitty,
The cross-eyed one.
The Goodfellas.
Yeah.
The Goodfellas wife.
Yeah, the Goodfellas
with
wife.
the blood
yeah.
spurting out the.
What did I say?
She Godfather.
Oh, okay.
She
Sorry.
crosses her
Yes,
eyes.
Yeah. That was mine.
That was pretty
that was
good.
fucking hilarious. I don't know, the bloodstream. I want to say blood spray, but it
It's
was like
not
more
a
of
spray.
a stream.
It's like just
It was
a-
more of a stream.
It's like just a very low hose on a very low water pressure, just
Perfect
Right.
description.
coming out of a
Right.
hose.
Yeah.
It's a perfectly
Very
done.
tiny hose.
I mean,
Yeah,
they were all really fucking bad,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know. That's what I'm going with.
I'm gonna go with Hands Across America at the fucking end because that scared the shit out of me. Because that was the best effect. Why didn't they? Holy crap! Ripped his fucking nose off, and it looked like his nose got ripped fucking off.
Yeah.
It was gross. It did well. This is like the one part I thought they actually did pretty good because it was dark. You know, they had like one soft light on. You know, like you do before you go
The
to
whole
bed.
movie was fucking dark, but yeah.
Oh yeah, that's something
I mean,
we
the
didn't
lighting
comment was
sucked.
the.
Well, I think when we just talk about the overall production value of the movie was shitty.
Dog
Just
shit.
Throw
Yeah,
that
but
in there too.
The scene when they're doing the montage with the moms running to the city,
Yeah.
like they'd come out of the dark, and I think the reason they put people like Nathan wore a bright yellow sweatshirt the whole movie. I think it's because they could just identify him.
Right.
But anyway, it's dark. You couldn't see as much, but you could just see this guy's fucking face ripped off, and it. Ugh. So that was my favorite.
Yeah, I'm between you two of you. I agree. The first one with the cross eyes and the bullet is by far, it's good in a way because it's so fucking bad and ridiculous that it's comical and you're like, holy
And
shit.
she crosses her eyes.
Yeah, but I'm with Aaron. Like the very last kill, it's the best kill of the movie. Like it looks great. It's like the only thing in this movie that looks good is that kill. And in fact, it's the movie's fucking over now. It finally ended. It ended the goddamn movie.
Well, also, Hands Across America fucking sells it. He's screaming like he's getting fucking his face ripped off. He's doing a good job.
I mean, I gotta admit, I was in and out of consciousness when I saw that. I was barely awake, so I'll give it to you.
All right.
So which one are you going with?
I'm going to the last one.
Okay.
The STD.
I'm sticking with the Gucci
Patient
one.
Zero guy.
Hands Across America.
Yeah, Hand Across America.
Hands across
All
America.
right. Let's move on to odds and ends.
Not only did they watch these films, they researched them too. Ugh, what is wrong with these guys?
All right. Odds and ends. It's gonna go pretty quick this week because there is really not much on this movie. Ratings, IMDb gives it a 4.2 out of 10, which I'm surprised it's that high. Rotten Tomatoes, no thermometer score, but it has a 53% audience score.
Fuck you, people.
Amazon is almost a 4 out of 5, just barely a
Wow.
not a 4. It's like 3.8 out of 5, so basically a 4 out of 5. Yeah, I thought the same thing. Like, what? Plot keywords, there are 13. I only wrote down 3 that were just child eaten, dead boy, and infanticide, which
Is it infanticide or infanticide?
I would say infanticide.
I like infanticide is fun to say.
Infanticide doesn't sound right to me. Infanticide, I don't know. Could be either. Tomato, who knows? Trivia, the only thing for trivia I got is it was shot in 4 weeks. That's it. Which doesn't.
So I got that too, but I also saw something saying it was shot in Baltimore, but I don't think it was Baltimore. And then I saw another one that said New York.
I know,
but I'm feeling fucking Jersey. I don't know about you guys. I'm feeling Jersey AF.
It's kind of right in between. I would go with Jersey.
Yeah, I'm feeling Jersey big time.
Who knows?
Yeah. Those accents were pretty thick.
Oh my god, dude! It was like an Italian suburb.
Right.
It's like I expected Snooki to come by.
Within the shore?
Hey, little meatball, how you doing? Hey.
But that's it. So let's move on to 5-star reviews.
Are you serious?
These special movies have a place in these special people's hearts. 5-star reviews.
I am fucking serious. There were 5-star reviews for this shit. I only wrote down 3 of them. Now, this guy's name is fucking crazy. It's Licken Haffen Philly Passenbeck. I don't. It's fantastically hilarious, cheesy horror comedy. Fun. Mothers go crazy and eat people. Says it in the title, and boy, it delivers. 5 out of 5 stars for me. I saw this as a kid and thought it was great. It still delivers and is still highly entertaining even after all these years. If you're into campy comedy-esque sorta off-the-wall 80s horror like I am, ... then you are going to go ape shit over this movie. I'm in love with it. 4 hearts and exclamation point, 5 stars.
4 hearts and exclamation point.
Wow.
I guess that's the equivalent.
Actually,
of
I think that's 5 hearts. 5 hearts.
5 hearts.
Ooh.
5 hearts.
5 hearts.
From Blubbering Fatso. Prime low-budget 80s horror on par with Black Roses, Slime City, and Street Trash, and The Carrier. If you like those movies, grab this one. 5 stars.
So there's 3 movies you haven't done yet.
No, we've done Street Trash.
We've done Street Trash.
You said 4 movies, right?
Black Roses, Slime City, and The Carrier. The other ones he named besides Street
we
Trash.
got,
So
we got some other ones in our
I'll have to
lineup.
look those
Then.
up.
How does this compare to Street Trash?
Street Trash is a
Better.
gem.
Street Trash is better.
Cool. All right.
And from Rick...
How you like that? I remember.
You did.
I almost got the whole catalog in my brain.
And from Rick or Mortis, I thought this... Okay, first of all, he capitalizes every single word in his review.
Sweet.
Apparently, he doesn't realize you only need to capitalize the first word in every sentence.
He's one of them guys.
So are you going to shout this? You don't have to.
No, I'm not, because it's not all bold.
Oh.
It's not. It's just he capitalizes every word.
Oh,
not
you
every
just-
letter.
So-
it's weird.
Oh,
You
wow,
have
that's
to
weird.
do this.
Yeah, like, I thought this movie. You couldn't do
Right,
it.
right.
It would be impossible. I thought this movie was pretty awesome. It had some slow parts, but the ending was fantastic. A movie for any horror fans collection. 5 stars. That's it for this one. There was not much on this movie. So let's wrap it up, guys. Because if you guys are
Please.
still listening, we're proud of you.
Yeah.
And you're going to ones that get the secret code for our $100,000 giveaway.
Yeah,
But
because-
you have to listen to the entire episode to get the secret
Yeah.
code at the very end.
Yeah.
Like the little orphan Annie.
$100 giveaway is not a real giveaway.
Eat more Ovaltine.
So let's start with Chris. Let's start wrapping this up here. What take us away with our final thoughts here?
Well, if my demeanor and my calmness did not give it away, I don't know, man. I watched a trailer of this movie, and watching the trailer, I was like, "Oh, dude, this could be fucking awesome." And then I watched the movie, and I was like, "This is not fucking awesome." So I'm gonna make it short and sweet, and I'm just gonna say, so bad it's scary.
So bad it's scary. Aaron?
I kind of am with you, Chris. It's like I saw the trailer, because the trailer is it's kind of funny. When I watch the trailer, there's like a high-pitched squeal in the background. It kind of hurts your ears, but you're like watching it, you're seeing they put all the good parts,
Right.
Yeah.
all
Absolutely.
the punchlines,
Yeah.
all the fun parts in the trailer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy shit, this could. How have I not heard of this? Is what
Exactly.
I was thinking.
Yeah.
Then I watched the fucking movie, and I realized how I have not heard of this. Because, like I said earlier in the show, it's like they weren't in on the joke.
Right.
They didn't know what they had. I say this often. It had potential. The idea is fun. It's kind of got a
kind of fun, but
but they could have made it. It's a campy. It could be a campy classic, but they didn't put camp into it.
too many
All-
wrong turns.
All the
you know what I mean?
actors didn't fucking ham it up. They were all just literally they must have were reading it off a script. It was so beyond
Yeah.
wooden.
Yeah.
The acting was so pathetic. I mean, it was literally they just reading Woods off a script. Come on, Johnny. Hey, what are you gonna do? Forget about it. You know,
Absolutely.
it was horrible acting.
Earlier when I said the acting was stiff, you said Wood was more flexible. I mean, that was like right on.
Yeah, I mean it's just awful. The acting was
takes
so
you out of it. It's so bad.
It's pathetic, honestly, the way it was done. Even that, it was a great line that was read by the mortician. It says, "There's a travesty happening out there. Mothers are eating their children." And I think I read it better. I think I just
I
did
agree.
it better there. And that was like the big stupid get.
I gotta say, I think the best actor in this movie was the nurse. Hello.
Yeah, well,
nurse.
she was
I mean,
pretty
I think
hot.
she was like the best.
But I just feel like they missed out on so much. What could have been something that could have been I'm not saying it was going to be a cult classic,
No.
but it had the they fucked it all up. Everything was completely fucked from the get-go.
Agreed.
I'm going to say it's so bad it's scary.
So bad it's scary. Yeah, you guys did. It was funny. Like both talking about you guys both talked about the trailer, and you're right. Like they really do. Like if you guys really want to watch the movie, just watch the trailer. You'll basically see everything you need to know about this movie is in that trailer.
But don't let it hook you.
But
don't
yeah,
let it
don't,
hook
you.
don't let it suck you into watching the whole thing.
Great trailer.
Yeah, they did a good job with the trailer, but yeah, but like you said, they show you everything basically. The only thing they don't show you is like the penicillin ending, which is bullshit anyway. But another thing I had issues with is the whole. Besides their ending premise with penicillin being scientifically wrong, the whole premise of the movie itself is confusing and just kind of stupid. So like, the one-armed cop basically is trying to cover this up and doing this big like elaborate conspiracy cover-up theory and like hiding evidence and like letting these women kill people just to cover the fact that he cheated on his wife. And like he killed like, and even then people are like, oh, I shot my wife. Like, I think you would probably be okay with that. Like if you would have let say, hey, my wife had a flesh-eating disease or turned her this horrible virus that turned into a flesh eater, I had to cure. I think that is more on your like that would actually probably exonerate you. People like aren't going to give a shit you were cheating on her if she was trying to murder you. Like that's then becomes self-defense. So like that whole premise of this one-armed cop going around trying to cover up this evidence of this weird disease and kill the moms just so he wouldn't be found out that he cheated on his wife is
the whole thought of him like
that's-
living through that
is bullshit.
wound in the middle of the woods
That too,
on a
yeah.
winter day. It seems pretty.
Marshall, you actually had a very articulate like argument to the movie. I couldn't even fathom that because I was so like brain dead by watching this. But you're right. There is this weird like preachy kind of undertone to the movie. How dare you be infidelity? How dare you do infidelity? Men
they're saying
and women.
infidelity is worse than basically human cannibalism.
If you cheat on your wife or your husband, because they don't
they
don't really discriminate against the
no,
sexes.
Both ways, yeah.
You're gonna turn into a horrible. You're gonna eat your children. You know, like,
eat your children.
It's like that weird underlying tone. Yeah,
it just the whole premise is ridiculous and stupid.
Well, Hands Across America was only banging single moms and abused mothers too. So I mean, it wasn't like he was married though. So that
he was married, and just because they were, but he, even though she was abused, the one wife,
she was still married.
She was still married, but yeah, abused. But anyway, the whole thing is fucking retarded.
So you loved it?
Yeah, fucking loved it.
Damn it, Marshall! Now you got me actually thinking about this movie, and I fucking.
It's a deep thinker.
Jesus Christ!
I think I'm gonna rank this up there, in our pantheon of movies along with Night of Something Strange. It's gonna be up there. No, fuck this movie. So bad it's scary. Just skip it. I thought the same thing. I thought this was gonna be a great little hidden gem. Like, this is gonna be awesome.
Like I thought we might have been onto something. Like,
I saw the trailer. Like, this could be great. We have to do this.
Yeah.
No,
because we watch a lot of shitty movies, but we're not like we start off slow. Like I was listening to some of our older episodes. We're like, this movie was made by some guy named David DiCadio.
Yeah,
I don't know his name. Oh, fuck him, whoever. And then they're like, wow, this guy is great. He does a lot of great schlock. I mean,
the best thing about this movie is that it was free.
Yeah, it was free.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the cover art was actually decent too.
So hey, if you want to take bong rips and have something on, I bet. Oh man. I don't know. Maybe we should watch this movie getting high.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
I'm not wasting weed on this movie.
And with that rousing, approval. I fucked it up. Word of approval from Aaron.
Stay away from it.
Stay away.
Stay away.
Stay far away.
Yeah. How about you do not stay far away from us though?
No, do not.
You can always listen to us on iTunes. You can listen to us on Podbean. You can listen to us on Google Play. You can listen to us on iHeartRadio, and you can also listen to us on Speaker.com. As well as you can check us out and listen to our episodes on HorribleHorrorPodcast.com. That, again, is HorribleHorrorPodcast.com. You can drop us a line there. You can also drop us a line on some Facebook, on some Instagram, and on some Twitter. Our Twitter handle is @SoBadScary. Again, @SoBadScary. Thank you so much. If you really feel feisty, if you really feel like getting deep into that shit, check out our Patreon page. Check it out at Patreon.com/Horrible Horror Podcast and give us a little bit of the scratch.
Hope you guys
well
are
done.
still there.
Yeah. And now for the code for the $100,000 giveaway. No, it's not a real giveaway.
Drink more Ovaltine.
All right, guys. We'll be back. We'll be back soon with another horrible movie. In the meantime, guys, watch more horror movies and remember to always keep it tight.